so Larkin will take over 1st and 10. Leading the way, we mentioned Matt Schabert, 6'2", 195-pound senior. Steve mentioned 71% completion, 43 of 60 on the year, 763 yards and 10 touchdowns, Steve.
The son of head coach Dale Schabert, and he leads this high potent offensive attack, a number 5 ranked team in the state right now. And they'll come right out, Mark, with no huddle. 1st
and 10 for Larkin from their own 35-yard line as the opening kickoff went out of bounds. So first play from scrimmage is from the shotgun, and it's the quarterback Schabert getting wrapped up there by number 52 for Neuqua Valley, Tim Krug. He's the linebacker for this Wildcat defense.
We're going to see a lot of that here tonight, Mark. They're going to spread the football field, run some misdirection, and just show a lot of different looks to this Neuqua Valley squad.
Get the rest of the Neuqua Valley starting defense here after this play. And again, it's from the shotgun formation. Schabert, quick release to the far side, and it is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Turner Pooh. Pooh, 6'3", 185-pound senior out on the far side. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Doug Elliott timed his jump perfectly, Mark, and just got a hand on that to deflect it, throw things off.
3rd and 10, that defensive line for the Wildcats, David Moss, Alton Erdemir are the defensive ends. The tackles, O.J. Oshinowo and Matt Byrne. So on 3rd and 10, again from the shotgun. They fake the handoff. Schabert to the air across the middle. And he's got his man. That's number 8, Turner Pooh. And it's going to be a touchdown. Oh, my, 65 yards. Matt Schabert to Turner Pooh. And just like that, Larkin is on top, 6-0.
I'll tell you what, Mark, I was just going to mention that they cannot allow him to stand back there and pick him apart tonight. He had a lot of time in that 2nd down play. Here we take another look at it. He just stands back there, throws it out, and lets his man run underneath. And this time, Elliott could not get there to get a hand on it.
Boy, the poise, you mentioned it, Steve. A lot of time, no pressure whatsoever. And a quality quarterback like Schabert, he's going to pick that defensive secondary apart. So the extra point is good by number 35 for Larkin. That's Dennis Tovar. So just like that, it is Larkin 7, Neuqua Valley nothing. Take this quick ID timeout and be back with more football right after this. Ryan Horan is back deep for Neuqua Valley. Dennis Tovar will be kicking it away for Larkin. Onside kick at the 47-yard line. Larkin thinks they have it.
Well,
who came up with it, Steve? Number 8.
Indeed he did, and a lot of stunned Wildcats right now. They were not expecting that.
Larkin has recovered, Steve, the onside kick. So a little trickery here by Coach Schabert. Wow.
Well, we knew a factor in this game, Mark, was going to be Neuqua Valley not getting behind here early. They have gotten behind in their first 3 games. Even that last week victory, I believe, they fell behind, being outscored 23-0 in first quarters through the first 3 games. And here right away, Larkin again with the ball and starting across midfield.
Kind of a low snap again from the shotgun. Schabert looking for Yarbaugh, just overthrown. The outstretched hands, the coverage there was number 19, Dedrick Williams.
Boy, Mark, that was a nice, easy release. That ball went 35 yards, 40 yards in the air, no problem. I tell you what, it took off a little bit. Yarbrough, I think, was a little fooled. He's got a little bit of a wind to his back as he runs down that side of that ball coming across the field. The wind kind of blowing towards the northwest here tonight and kind of made that ball take off a little bit.
Well, I tell you, this is fun watching this kid. Matt Schabert again from the shotgun formation. After the onside kick, they'll keep it on the ground now. This is Trevon Hayes, the multi-dimensional performer for Coach Shabert.
You got to wonder if they came out of the huddle on that second down play, Mark, and said, hey, it's there, just throw it a little farther this time, and that's exactly what he did the very next play, and it is 6 points and 65 yards just like that.
Hayes apparently headed to the University of Wisconsin. Matt Shabert, the quarterback, heavily recruited as well. Spotted at the 45-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 7. Hayes goes in motion. Fake the handoff. Shabert to the air again. Plenty of time. And this pass is complete to Mike Johnson, number 7, for a Larkin first down at the 32.
So one thing, a very talented team like this, Mark, they're hard to contain as it is, but when they spread the field like this, here you see the replay, he got 4 wideouts, he fakes the handoff, and he's got guys going every which direction, just spreading the field and letting them use some physical ability, athleticism to get open.
That wideout spread out offense. They've got 4 wideouts out now. Again, from the shotgun, 1st and 10, quick hit in the flat to Hayes. He tries to make a move, and he'll cut up to about the 30-yard line. Pretty good open field tackle there by Doug James. This offense, Steve, kind of reminds me of the Chicago Bears in week number 1 when they beat Kansas City. This wide open, spread out type of offense.
Well, it's certainly pro style with the 1 back and flooding it out there with 4 receivers. And hey, see if you can cover everybody. I don't think you can. That's kind of the philosophy here, Mark, and so far it's working.
Well, now the conventional snap here on 2nd and 7. Keep it on the ground. This is Ryan Richardson, the fullback, and he'll maybe get a yard. Brought down by Courtney Bennis, the middle linebacker for this Wildcat defense.
Courtney Bennis, boy, he just yanked him down from behind. Pretty good foot speed right there by Courtney to catch him. And you really, expect that from your defensive captain and middle linebacker, a little extra foot speed, and he was able to grab him from behind and drag him down.
So 3rd down and 6, they give him a yard. Ball at the 28-yard line. Just joined us, Larkin leading it 7-0. Shabert rolling to his right and hits his man. That's Mike Johnson inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 4.
Oh, that time Dan Blong was the one going with him across step for step. And tell you what, Dan thought maybe he was going to go deeper than that, not realizing he had safety coverage here. We'll take another look at it and see if you can see number 40 trailing the receiver here at the tail end of this play. And he took the fake to the outside, and the receiver went a little shorter than that. Mike Johnson did coming back to the football.
Well, he spotted at the 5, Steve, so it'll be 1st and goal. Larkin from the 5. Shabert looking to his left in the corner for Yarbrough. Oh, did he get it? Yes, he did. What a catch by Stan Yarbrough. He did a 360, Steve, to bring that one in.
Tell you what, Mark, a little unconventional. You don't teach it that way necessarily. You want them to turn their shoulders, maybe like a baseball outfielder. Here, we'll take another look at it. But, hey, that's just an isolation one-on-one. Throw it into the corner, let him run under it, and he did. You can't do it any better than that. That was perfect.
Wow, we are seeing quite an offense here by Larkin. Now the extra point by Dennis Tovar. Looks like he pushed it off to the right. Yeah, it is no good. So with 8 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter, it's the visiting Larkin Royals 13. The Neuqua Valley Wildcats nothing. And Steve and I will come back here to Neuqua Valley right after this timeout. We're back here at Neuqua Valley. Apologize for some technical difficulties, but Eric Illich's first pass of the night was intercepted by Stan Yarbrough. So Larkin now taking over, 1st and 10 from Neuqua's 31-yard line, already up 13-0. Shaber to the air again, plenty of time now, rolling out to his right, under some pressure now throws it, and he throws it away, out of bounds, incomplete, intended for number 33, Trevon Hayes.
A lot of protection up front by Shimon. Oh, here we take a look at the interception, and as Ryan Horan zigged instead of zagged, and I tell you what, he just completely threw it behind him. Illich thought he was going to cut to the outside. He cut to the inside, and there was Yarbrough standing right there to pick it off. And he got too anxious there. Mark stumbled over his own feet, but still great field position. And then that last play, I started to say, Shimon Shuggs at 6'1", 245 offensive lineman on that right side, giving a lot of protection right now to his quarterback, Matt Shaber.
2nd down and 10 now. Richardson comes into the slot here on the near side. Shabert from the shotgun will take it himself. Pressure from behind. He fumbles it. Ball loose. Neuqua Valley, did they get it or did it go out of bounds? Well, it looks like Neuqua Valley has recovered. So the Wildcats get the ball right back on Larkin's first turnover.
Well, turnovers are a key, as we knew they would be. Here, take another look at it. Right away, he knew he was in trouble, and just as he started to bring the arm back, the big hit.
Wildcats will keep it on the ground. Across the 30 to the 32-yard line is Mike Marachna, 5'10", 166-pound senior fullback. Jonathan Isaacson also back there. Up front, we'll get the offensive line for the Wildcats. John Kennedy, O.J. Oshinoa, the tackles, the guards, Brian Moynihan, Ben Vanderbaan, and the center is Mike Thone. Illich, he has pretty good time to the far side. Pass is complete to Dakota Clark, the big tight end, 6'4", 225-pounder, bringing it in.
Well, Andrew with the big paw out there. It looked like he was grabbing a rebound like he does in basketball season. But there he just reached out, snared that pass, and made the corner.
The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Tom Fryer, umpire is Tom Lowe, linesman is George Samoji, line judge is Steve Ruggiero, and the back judge is Dick Hamilton. Your officiating crew for tonight's Upstate 8 Conference matchup. This is Isaacson up the middle running across the 45 to about the 46.
Good hard run that time, and Brian Moynihan with the lead block. And this is exactly what the Wildcats need to do, Mark. Get a little sustained drive here. They tried to maybe get everything back there, a little anxious. Your offense finally takes the field, and you're down by 13, and quickly threw an interception. This time they got to get the ball moving a little bit here and make Larkin work.
Steve Isaacson gets across midfield to about the 48-yard line. Dennis Tovar, the linebacker, was there on the tackle, number 35 for Larkin. Well, Steve, other action around the area, of course, the big ball game over there at Wheaton-Warrenville South as Coach Bungie takes his Red Hawks of Naperville Central over to Wheaton-Warrenville South, number 1 against number 2. What a matchup that is tonight. Isaacson gets the ball again, a gain of 2 yards on the play. Brought down by big number 99 for Larkin, DJ Quinton.
Well, that might be where everyone else is at, Mark. We have a pretty decent crowd here, but certainly not a sellout in Neuqua Valley. And by contrast, I'm sure there's a good 10,000 or so people over at Red Grange Field. They were expecting at least that number. I tell you what, I was out at Naperville Central when they played Naperville North a few years ago with a crowd of about 10,000. You can't believe that till you see it on a high school football field.
3rd down and about a yard. And Brian Johnson, who's been injured for Neuqua Valley, got the call. They're going to spot it at the 45-yard line, and I'm not sure, Steve. Maybe, well, it's awful close. It's going to be a little bit short. 4th and about the length of a football here. Johnson,
Yep.
5'7", 165-pound senior. The officials call a timeout here.
Yeah, they're going to bring the chains out.
Yep.
Well, elsewhere around the Upstate 8 mark, as you mentioned, the big game going on in Wheaton. St. Charles is at Bartlett this evening. The Saints, an uncharacteristic 1-2. I say uncharacteristic because they have been so good over the last few years. Playing at Bartlett, who is 0-3, still looking for their first win, and that's the team that Neuqua beat last week, 35-22. Also, Streamwood at East Aurora. One of those two teams has to come out with a win. They're both come into that game 0-3. Elgin downing Streamwood last week 7-6, and the game that was here on Jones, Waubonsee Valley really taking it to East Aurora 44-0. The Tomcats still marks looking for the first points after 3 games.
4th and inches, and it's Isaacson looking for a hole, and he's going to get it, I believe, depending on the spot brought down by number 69, Sean Wilson, the defensive end. But they indeed will give him the first down.
Well, they needed that. Needed to keep this going and now get some decent field position, whether they score off this drive or not. They now at least are on the other side of the 50 and will make Larkin have to use a lot of football field if and when they get the football back.
3:36 and counting here in the first quarter, along with Steve Mogan and Lisa Prouty, Mark Kruger, welcoming you to our game of the week here between Neuqua Valley and the Royals of Larkin. 1st and 10, Illich to the far side, out in the flat, pass complete to Haran. Haran will move up to about the 41-yard line, about a 3-yard gain on the play.
Coach Brian Wells will take 5 yards and first down every time. And you give it to him, and that's just a quick step out, step back to the football. That's one of those that makes me a little bit nervous. You never know if a cornerback's ever going to guess right, but early in the game, they're certainly not going to take a chance like that.
5-yard gain on the play, so 2nd down and 5. This is Mike Maracna, and he'll have a first down as he gets to the 30-yard line. And just a reminder that tonight's game between Neuqua Valley and Larkin being brought to you by the fine folks over at Giordano's Pizza. Give them a call tonight at 717-6446. That number once again, 717-6446. Giordano's in Naperville.
Michael Maracna on that last play, Mark, a very good hard run, put his head and shoulders down and kept driving until he got to that first down.
Illich to the air. He's got some time to the near side here, and it is incomplete, intended for Haran. The coverage there looked like Turner Pooh was there, the corner. In and out of his hands. Boy, that was a tough
take another look here, Mark. It's Stan Yarbrough kind of backpedaling, coasting, and then at the last minute reached out. Last minute tried to get in front of that. I tell you what, he was just a little too lackadaisical backpedaling there, and even saw the football in the air and took his time to get over there.
Saw the fine arm that time by Eric Illich. But incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. This is Isaacson, and he gets a nice gain to about the 25-yard line, a 5-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats.
They certainly have found something in the interior line there of the Larkin defense. The men up front opening some holes here.
Under 2 minutes to go here in this opening quarter.
Well, Mark, when your team averages 50 points a game, you don't spend much time on the football field if you're a defensive player for Larkin. And they've been out there quite a while here, the long drive down the football field.
3rd down and 3. Illich, quick drop. His pass is complete to Haran. He could be in. Touchdown, Neuqua Valley. 25 yards from Eric Illich to Ryan Haran. And just like that, Neuqua Valley is right back into this ball game.
Well, Turner Pugh just way too big of a cushion, and he could not recover. Just a nice little move by Haran as he cut to the outside.
Mike Askren will do the holding for Neuqua Valley here for the extra point attempt. The kick by Bobby Noland is good. So with 1:29 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, the Larkin Royals 13, the Neuqua Valley Wildcats 7. We'll take a timeout and come back to Neuqua Valley right after this. Williams takes it all the way to the 20-yard line. Oh, my. So Coach Wells, turnabout is fair play, I guess, Steve.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Mark, a flag way back in the middle of the football field. The only thing that could be would be a heartbreaker, maybe offsides. We'll take another look at it. This was perfectly executed. You can't get it much better than this. Take a look here. Perfectly right up into the air. That's the full 10 yards. Boom, in stride. Cuts through the first line of defense. He's all the way down to the 20. Almost. Oh, my goodness.
There's Coach Wells talking with the official.
I'll tell you what, Mark, I've seen that play work a couple of times. I don't think ever to that extent. I saw it go the other way once, as a matter of fact, doing a radio broadcast of Aurora University football playing at the University of Chicago a few years ago, where a young man by the name of Brad Delphi from Plano High School, Mark, big lineman for the Spartans of Aurora, stepped up and picked the ball off in midair before they could get it, and he ran right through everybody for a 50-yard touchdown. Went right the opposite direction, but that time the Wildcats executed it perfectly. Now,
well, I'm not sure. The referee, Tom Fryer, there you get a good look at Tom. He's talking things over with the official. He talked with some of the captains from Larkin.
Well, that's the Neuqua defense heading out there, Mark, and they're going to point the other way. I tell you what, it may have been
blocking a backer.
Well, I tell you what, I will honestly tell you, I have no idea what that is for them to spot the football right there.
Boy, oh boy, that negates a great onside play.
And how do they determine the football goes right there at the 46-yard line?
Well, that's exactly where Dedrick Williams picked the ball.
At their own 46-yard line.
Well, we'll try to get a ruling on that one, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for Larkin from their own 46-yard line. Shabert, the pitch to Hayes, and Hayes may break it inside the 30, inside the 20, and tripped up at the 15-yard line. Wow, what a turn of events here. The final moments of this opening quarter, a flag back at the 48-yard line.
Well, that flag flew early just as Hayes made his cut to the outside, probably a holding right in the interior line. Here we'll take another look at it. He cuts up to the middle, and the flag is right back there. There's some of that breakaway speed, though, you've heard about from Trevon Hayes.
Well, Larkin is clapping, so it looks like it's going to go against Neuqua Valley.
Well, as usual, I guess wrong.
Wow. Maybe an inadvertent flag, who knows?
Indeed, he's going to wave it off.
Wow.
Boy. Well.
Boy, oh boy.
It just goes from bad to worse, so to speak. You think you've got a great kickoff. Suddenly you don't have the football. They've got good field position. Then they make a great run. You think it comes back on a penalty, and then the next thing you know, they say, no, my mistake.
Coach Wells has to be absolutely beside himself here. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Royals from the 8-yard line. Shabert fakes, gives the pitch to Yarbrough, and Yarbrough, is he in? Yes, touchdown, Stan Yarbrough, 8 yards, and what a fake by Matt Shabert. Steve, did you see it? He just put the ball on his hip, almost stood still for a minute. Watch this.
That's perfect, Mark. Totally sold the fake.
Just
froze a couple interior linemen, and that's all it took for Yarbrough to get out into the open.
just the quick flick of the wrist. Jill, I don't know, if we can take another look at that. We will take another look at it here. Matt Shaber, watch me, he's almost standing still. At the very last second, just a quick flip. Here it is, look at this. There it is. Oh, boy. Stand yard, bro, 8 yards.
That looked like you on the basketball court handing off for a couple assists.
They're going to go for 2. Shaber to the near side here, and it is knocked away. Good defensive play there by Michael Carley, number 33. The 2-point conversion failed for the Royals.
Well, that's one of the things we knew that the Wildcats were going to have to do here tonight, Mark. Get at Shaber, make him rush a little bit that time. That was not a good throw on his part. He should have just thrown that out into the end zone, let his receiver run under it. He had a lot of room, and he way underthrew him.
So with 53 seconds remaining in this first quarter, we'll keep it here with Larkin on top 19-7. And Steve, as we move through this ball game, that onside kick, that play brought it back. That definitely may be the key play of this ball game, is to take a look at a dejected and a very, very upset Coach Wells.
They certainly caught them off guard with that, and they have never looked back. And certainly a momentum breaker, perhaps. Sure, they went and scored right away, but you were going to get an opportunity on the offensive end. Let your talented quarterback take a shot at it. Next thing you know, it's 13-0 before you even can take the field.
Well, even though they brought it back. That was just a beautiful play. Seeing Dietrich Williams in stride, in the air, grabbing that onside kick. That was beautiful.
Of course, Mark, I was referring to the first onside kick.
Yeah.
You were referring to that second
yeah.
one, which such a beautiful onside kick by the Wildcats that was called back.
Dennis Tovar will drop it at the 25 on the bounce. Bringing it back to about the 40-yard line, I believe, is Jake Blair, number 8. Fine return by the junior. Well, now it's back to work, Steve, for Eric Illich. And the Wildcat offense here, trailing 19-7, 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Well, not that Jake Blair did not have any help on that. You see him there on the sideline. But that was a pretty good individual effort, head and shoulders down. He carried about 3 bodies with him.
So out of the I formation from their own 41-yard line, this is Mike Marachna. Marachna to about the 43. A couple yards on the play, brought down by Dennis Tovar among other Larkin defenders.
Well, as we expected, we have not seen Brian Johnson much tonight, the 5'7", 165-pound senior running back who has been one of the mainstays of this offense, but he hurt that ankle, and we were told he probably wasn't going to play, and that has been the case. He has not been out there much. He is suited up, though.
Probably the final play of the quarter, and just as you speak, there is Brian Johnson, number 5. He'll take it to about the 47-yard line, and that's the end of the first quarter here at Neuqua Valley. The visiting Royals of Larkin on top by a score of 19-7 over Neuqua Valley. Steve and I will come back to Neuqua Valley in just a moment, but I believe we are going to go down on the field to our very own sideline reporter, and Lisa.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Craig Clark. He's a proud parent of Andrew Dakota Clark. He's number 90. He plays defensive end and tight end here for Neuqua Valley High School. This has to be exciting for you. This is his senior year. He'll be the first class that is graduating in the year 2000 from Neuqua Valley High School.
Yeah, he's pretty excited about that, being part of it. Everything they do is a first out here, you know, just like all the other activities, it's a first, so it's pretty neat.
Tell me a little bit about the past 3 games that Neuqua Valley has played in regards to your son, Dakota.
Well, he's had 3 pretty good games. I'd say the last game he caught 3 passes for a touchdown. I think he just soon be have a better record than 1 and 2 going in here. But
well, we also have to mention, too, that last year Dakota Clark was on the all-conference team for the Upstate 8 Conference. And for everyone, you need to know all about this because I thought this was such a great idea. Craig Clark here has a press pass, and tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I come down and take pictures, try to get some shots for the kids, and one of the other fathers made me a press pass so I wouldn't get tossed out down here.
This man, Exactly. So far it's work. He's on the sidelines with us, and he's doing such a great job right here with the cameras, getting some nice shots of the team. A little bit about what you think about tonight with the score 19-7.
Well, I'm glad they got on the board in the first quarter, but giving up 3 touchdowns is not good, so they got a long road to hoe here.
Right. This is the first time Neuqua Valley has scored in the first quarter in the past 3 games. I'll send it back upstairs to Mark and Steve for more information right here in the second quarter.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Mr. Clark. So that's where my press pass went to. Mr. Clark got it from me. Well, his son had a nice catch just there.
That's probably your camera too, Mark, because when you play defense in the basketball court, you usually need one of those.
Oh, it took you a whole quarter, but you finally got it in. Wow, what a hit there on Brian Johnson. Right there at the line of scrimmage, the linebacker, Dennis Tovar, was there, 6'1", 200-pound senior. Tovar's had a nice couple of hits here tonight.
Well, Neuqua Valley, here the last couple plays up until that running play there, had stolen a little bit of the playbook from Larkin, spreading the field out. Got Illich out of the pocket, throwing on the run, and spread the defense out, open up some room. Dakota Clark and Michael Marachna with a couple good receptions.
Second down and 13 from the 23-yard line. Illich, play action under heavy
Look
pressure.
out.
4 defenders, gets it off. I don't know how he did, but it is incomplete. Oh, my. Steve, there were 4 Royals just down the face of Eric Illich.
And breathing down his back as well, Mark. That's one of those where you wish the guy had eyes in the back of his head and just either run or throw it away. Here we'll take another look. Starting to roll to his right. Look out. Here come 3, 4 of them. Maybe an ill-advised pass right there. When you're off balance, you just can't get that much on the football. But that's one of those things. Eric's got such a strong arm. Sometimes you take risks that you probably shouldn't have.
I said second down and 23 that last play. It was second down and 13. So now it is 3rd and 13 on the incomplete pass. Illich in pretty good time.
Oh, yeah.
Across the middle. Oh, no. Through the hands of Ryan Haran. Oh, boy. I think Ryan would want to have that one back.
Well, Turner Pugh, big time play here. We'll take another look at it. He's got him out there perfectly. The last minute, you'll see the hand come in, boom, right there, and just tap the ball away. Might have just distracted him enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got a hand on that or not. So to bring up 4th down and 13 from the 23-yard line, and they're going against the wind, so they will go forward here.
Yeah, you don't see 40-yard field goals in high school ranks too often. That's what that would have been.
So Illich to the air again, and it is, well, did Dakota come up with it? No, they say it hit the ground first. Well, that would have been enough for a first down. So close, Dakota Clark.
Now, Eric Illich really unhappy with himself here. You'll see him again roll to his right, and instead of setting his feet and really getting something on that football, he threw while still running, thinking he did not have the time on that crossing pattern, and just underthrew his receiver.
So now the Royals take over here, 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Matt Schabert, senior quarterback in company. Split backfield this time now for the Royals. On the option, Schabert gives it to Richardson. Pretty good hit that time by number 42, Dan Shishel.
Good job that time by Courtney Bennis, Mark, to just string things out. Continue to force him to the outside and not allow him to cut the corner. We said Larkin's going to show you a little bit of everything, and that time you saw the option. What else are they going to show us here tonight? Where's the old wing formation?
Yeah, the double wing T like Naperville North runs all the time. 4-yard gain that time, Steve, so it'll be 2nd down and 6 now. Schabert, the inside handoff to Hayes. Maybe a yard or 2, so it'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Well, if anything that we've seen here through this first quarter and not quite a half of another quarter, with Larkin anyway, Mark, I heard a lot about them coming into this football game, highly touted 3-0. number 5 in the rankings in 6A, but they do not have much of a kicking game right here so far that we've seen. And maybe a little susceptible to the run up the middle on their defensive side of the football.
Going in motion is Turner Pooh, but a flag on the play. And offense may have taken too much time here to get the play developed.
It looked like Kyle Herman in the slot may have jumped early.
Get the call here. It is indeed against motion against procedure call against Larkin, so that'll push him back 5.
Tell you what, Mark, they make them a little bit bigger these days. When you and I were in high school. Jason Larson on that offensive line for Larkin, 6'3", 300 pounds.
Well, 3rd down and 9 here now. Shabert, pocket collapses, steps up very nicely. The pass is incomplete, intended for Kyle Herman, but there's a flag at the 32-yard line. Maybe pass interference against the Wildcats. Crowd not liking a couple of calls here by the officials.
Well, probably nothing else that can be marked at that junction. I'm sure that is the call. The official from behind that throws the flag. Now he could see from his angle, he could see if there was contact from behind. The official, in which the receiver is running directly at, he could not tell when that contact was made, so therefore the official closest doesn't throw a flag, but the official farther away does. And there he's getting the explanation. Coach Wells not happy with it, but
Mike Carley with the coverage there, number 33, the free safety. So it'll be 1st and 10. Shabert hands it off to Hayes. Hayes to about the 44. Gain of 4. Steve, the sophomore game played earlier tonight, won by the Wildcats of Neuqua Valley. 12-8 was the final in that one.
That was an exciting finish, Mark. The last couple of minutes, Larkin threatening to score down about the 11-yard line. He had 4 cracks at the end zone and couldn't get in. A great defensive play at the end to bat the football away.
Officials timeout on the field.
Oh, you want me to read that? Well, I'm supposed to do your job now, too. Here. Well, just a reminder, you can catch a replay of tonight's game on the game of the week. This game will air on Monday, September 20th at 7 p.m., Tuesday, the 21st at 11 a.m., Friday, September 24th at 7 p.m., Saturday, the 25th at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., and also Sunday, September 26th at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m.
Nicely done, my friend. 2nd down and 5. Again, that nice play-action fake. Shabert rolling here to the near side. Now dumping it off. Pass complete to Herman. Herman to the 42-yard line, driven back. Enough for a 1st down.
Well, it's the little intangibles like that Matt Shabert brings to the table that college recruiters like. Not only a strong arm, presence of mind, composure, and the nice soft touch there. Had a real good idea there, scrambling out of the pocket. Instead of looking way long, he knew where his other alternative receiver was at and just dumped it right over the head of the defensive line.
Knew exactly where the line of scrimmage was. Nice little dump to Herman. Picks up the 1st down from the 47-yard line. This is the pitch to Hayes. Trevon still going inside the 40. Now cuts up and hits a few Neuqua Valley defenders to about the 30. There's some hard-hitting running by Hayes.
Right now,
headed to Wisconsin.
I was going to say, Mark, right now, Neuqua Valley a little bit back on their heels. I'll tell you what, that penalty really took some air out of them. Not only that would have been 4th down, and we finally would have seen Larkin punt the football from their end of the field. It kept things alive, moved them out towards the 40. Now they're across down to 35, and that defense has just had to be out there that much longer.
Halfway through this 2nd quarter, Larkin on top, 19-7, looking for more. They'll keep it on the ground, not much doing there.
Boy, what a beautiful night for football. Could not get much better than this. Not too hot, not too cold.
It's just perfect.
Not much of a wind.
Trevon Hayes, Steve, is still down on the field at the 43-yard line. Boy, Larkin cannot afford to have Hayes come out of of the ball game with an injury, but he is hurting.
Well, he got stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and you know, when you've got a couple, 3 guys holding you and a couple other ones pushing you the opposite direction that your body's facing, you may have stretched, there you see him, may have stretched that lower back out a little bit too much, and I think the coach right there had a few words for our head official saying, hey, that whistle needs to be blown a little bit sooner when forward progress is stopped.
1 yard gain on the play by Trevon. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 34-yard line. Matt Schabert, split backfield to the air. The near side, he's got his man. That's Stan Yarbrough, 34 yards. The 2nd time those two have connected here tonight. Touchdown Royals.
Complete to Yarbrough.
Well, Mark, anytime he has seen single coverage out there, his eyes have lit up a little bit. There you take a good look at it right in stride. Yarbrough, maybe a little hesitation to catch that, but it was almost too easy. Little chest thumping touchdown reception right there.
Wow. So just like that, it is 25-7 now. In for the extra point is Dennis Tovar. The hold by Clint Schambach. The extra point is good by Dennis. So with 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this first half, we'll keep it here with the visiting Larkin Royals on top of the Neuqua Valley Wildcats by a score of 26-7. A couple of fans enjoying this one from a, looks like a very comfortable couch there, Steve.
Well, Mark, tell you what, I mentioned what a beautiful evening it is here tonight. If I wasn't up here with you, I'd at least be over there or the picnic area here at the south end of the football field. Enjoying maybe a bratwurst and some high school football.
Let's step aside here and let you know who brought us tonight's game.
The game of the week is brought to you in part by SportsMed for Peer Acceleration Sports Training Centers in Darien and Carroll Stream. Take yourself to the next level with acceleration. And by Giordano's Restaurant and Pizzeria, located in Glen Ellen and Naperville. Enjoy their world-famous stuffed pizza, pickup, or delivery.
Dennis Tovar getting ready to kick off for the Royals here with 6:52 remaining here in this first half. Pretty exciting first half, Steve. We've seen a couple of onside kicks, some nice passes thrown.
If you like offensive football, Mark, well, you certainly got to be enjoying this one. The fireworks going back and forth. They're already well on their way to their average of 50 points a game.
Ryan Haran is back deep for the Wildcats, and he'll finally track it down from his own 6. Bring it back here to the near side as he eludes a couple of tackles, cuts back across the 30. He could be gone. Oh, across the 45, taken down at midfield by Turner Pooh. Pooh was a lone defender back for Larkin, or else Haran would have been gone.
Oh, Mark, you just talked about all the fireworks going on. That may have been the most exciting play we've had already here tonight. Just a great individual effort by Haran. He should have been down. You take another look at it. He should have been down at about the 4-yard line, and he may have spent too much energy just eluding everyone here. He ran out of gas about the 45-yard line.
Well,
right about here.
Yeah, Pooh was the man to beat, but Turner brought him down right at midfield. So the Wildcats now in business. 1st and 10. Illich under heavy pressure tried to dump it off to Dakota Clark, but it was underthrown, incomplete.
Illich pass falls incomplete.
Tough play there by Eric, man. There were just 3 or 4 Royals just coming right up the gut. He had to dump it off.
Well, that play is designed that way, Mark. You let that surge get through. It creates an opening underneath the deeper coverage, and he just rushed that throw, backpedaling, and gotta make sure you get that thing overhand, not a little bit sidearm like you used to throw it all the time. The ball's going to tail on you and nose down.
Haran and McHale are your 2 wideouts. Instead, the give is to the tailback. This is Jonathan Isaacson, the junior, who will get to about the 48. Gain of 2. Bring up 3rd down and 8 now for Neuqua Valley.
Gain of 2, 3rd down, 8 yards to go.
Coming up at halftime, Lisa Prade will have Jim Martinson from the SportsMed for Peer Acceleration Stay tuned for that halftime interview.
One of our sponsors of tonight's game, and the other sponsor, Giordano's. I believe that's where you and I are going after this, aren't we? You're buying tonight?
Yeah. Keep those
won't hold
ovens
my
warm
breath
over there at Giordano's.
on that one.
Steve, we're going to take a timeout here. 6:01 remaining here in this first half. 26-7 in favor of Larkin. We'll be back. Mark Kruger, Steve Moga back here at Neuqua Valley. We'll bring up a 3rd and 8 situation for the Wildcats. Haran and McHale, your 2 wideouts here for the Wildcats. 3rd down. Passing situation, the lone setback, Maracna. Out in the flat is Clark. Catching it at it in midfield, a stiff arm. Now he's inside the 45 and just drags a couple of Royals to about the 40-yard line. Boy, there you see the strength of the tight end. 6'4", 225-pound senior.
Well, and you've got a big body like Dakota Clark. You got to use it. And what a great straight arm that was. I thought at first, well, don't try and juke move him. Just run over him. But then he just pushes him out of the way. Or take another look at it. He's got Yarbrough and just, get away from me.
Kind of reminds me of R.J. Luke over there at Waubonsie Valley
indeed.
several years ago, the tight end. Went to Penn State.
Speaking of Waubonsie Valley, they are also playing this evening at Elgin. The Warriors, 2-1 overall, 1-0 in the Upstate 8 Conference. The Maroons are 1-2, 1-0 in the conference as well. Last year, that game went down to the wire, 14-13. Waubonsie Valley came away the winner. Of course, last week, Elgin downstream went 7-6, another close one. I tell you what, Mark, as a lifelong Aurora resident, I still have a hard time, though, saying West Aurora and DuPage Valley Conference in the same sentence. But they are also in action tonight at Glenbard North.
Well, the Wildcats did pick up the 1st down. Keep it on the ground. This is Mike Maracna, I should say, up the middle for 2.
Blackhawks of West Aurora at Glenbard North tonight. As I just mentioned, one of the Chicagoland papers had them at Glenbard North and also had Glenbard East at West Aurora. 2 lines lower than that, so I guess they're playing a split squad tonight. And no, it doesn't work that way, does it?
No.
Well, actually, on my way here, Mark, I passed the Oswego buses on their way to Fenton. Also in our viewing area, the Panthers, 3-0.
Yes. We will be there in a couple of weeks. I believe we'll be there in about 3 weeks. Coach Hoinkus and the Oswego Panthers. Illich flushed out here to the near side.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy. A lot of time. He's got his man in the end zone. And touchdown, Philip McHale. 6'1", 175 pounds, 37 yards. From Eric Illich to Philip McHale. Interesting article, Steve, in the Daily Herald. Philip McHale will take another look at it.
Looks once, looks twice. Then he all of a sudden realizes he breaks deep. And Yarbrough went for the fake.
And now the extra point attempt by Bobby Noland is good. So with 5 minutes and 1 second remaining here in this first half, the Larkin Royals 26, the Neuqua Valley Wildcats 14. And Steve, getting back to Philip McHale, he was the quarterback here at Neuqua Valley before Eric Illich came over. You mentioned the move, and both of those two have remained very good friends, and those two hooking up for that 37-yard touchdown connection.
Well, Eric Illich refers to him as I believe the slant master.
Slant master, yes.
Has become one of his favorite pass patterns, but that time he just kind of a broken play, went the deep route.
A much-needed touchdown that time for Neuqua Valley, trying to inch their way back into this ball game. They trail it now 26-14 with 5 minutes and 1 second remaining. I tell you, it's exciting watching these kickoffs now, Steve, because you don't know what's going to happen here. Bobby Nolan will do the honors for Neuqua Valley.
Well, indeed, just a little more than halfway through this second quarter. Neuqua Valley needed another score to get within a couple of touchdowns. Even less, actually, with the missed extra point opportunities by Larkin. So they are within a couple scoring strikes. Here it is again.
This time the Royals cover right at the 40-yard line. Looked like number 25 that came down with it, Carlos Wilson. 6'3", 190-pound junior. There is a flag down on the play.
Tell you what, Mark, it looked like he called for a fair catch, and then he got plowed into down there.
The officials will try to take another look at it here. As for the second time tonight, Bobby Nolan trying the onside kick. The call by Tom Fryer is a personal foul against Neuqua Valley.
Indeed, here it is again.
He did call for a fair catch. Watch it. There you see it. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty. He did call for the fair catch. You could see it on the replay.
Well, Mark, turnovers, mistakes, we talked about it early on that Neuqua was going to have to stay away from those kinds of things. And, you know, just a gamble trying that onside kick again. You know, I would have liked to seen them kick it deep, make them have to go the whole field, 5 minutes. Instead, they would have had good field position to start with, plus you tack on the penalty. They're already across midfield.
3 receivers here on the near side. Schabert rolling that way. He'll let it go. Wide open is Stan Yarbrough. Brings it in for the completion and a Royal first down. Take another look at it, Steve. That's secondary for Neuqua. They got to come up on Yarbrough.
Boy, look at that. You know, I don't throw that well with the wind at my back, Mark. On the run right there. Schabert just throwing a bullet.
Dietrich Williams was there on the tackle for the Wildcats. But from the 21-yard line, 1st and 10, the Royals looking for more here.
I should say a strong wind at my back.
Schabert out there on the far side. Pass is complete to Hayes. Gets tackled by Doug James, number 21. About an 8-yard reception. Oh, actually a 6-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. Looks like Trevon Hayes is okay after that apparent hip injury, or lower back injury, I should say.
Well, if it were real cold out here tonight, that might have been a problem, but I think he was probably able to loosen that up fairly quickly over on the sideline.
Lone setback is number 32, Ron Richardson. For Larkin. He gets the call. Up the middle, 1st down and more. Finally wrestled down at about the 2. It'll be 1st and goal, Larkin.
Boy, what a backbreaker, Mark. Get some momentum back. Get within just less than a couple touchdowns, and just like that, they're knocking at the door again.
Well, he's spotted at the 3, so it'll be 1st and goal from the, well, now they change it to the 2. 3.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Both teams with Upstate 8 Conference victories last week. Quarterback Schabert will keep it himself. Not much. Back maybe to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, football, I was going to say, Mark, football a lot of times a game of momentum swings, and certainly it's gone back and forth, the pendulum a couple times here tonight. And I still consider Neuqua a very young team. First senior class, and a lot of these guys have not experienced a game in which they're playing such a talented team where you cannot make any mistakes.
3 guys in the backfield, but Schabert takes it himself, and he gets in from 1 yard out. So on the quarterback sneak, Matt Schabert scores for the Larkin Royals. The score is now 32-14 in favor of the visiting Royals. Take another look at it here. Schabert keeping it himself, the surge, and he's in. Well, Steve, these Royals well on their way to their scoring average. You mentioned averaging over 50 points per game through the first 3 weeks of this 1999 campaign, and they've already got 32 points with 2:47 to go in the first half. They're going for 2 more here. Whistle. Flag in the end zone.
I'd say they took a little too much time and lined up behind center, then Shaver stepped back into the shotgun. Well, that quarterback sneak was pretty easy. You got some big bodies up front there just to follow behind, and this is going to make it a little different.
Delay a game call against Larkin, so that'll push them back 5. We'll see if they go for the conventional. No, looks like they're going to still go for the 2-point.
Well, Mark, with this offensive attack, and they're going to be close to another delay a game the way they're going here now, shuttling players in and out at the last minute. But they probably want a little more ground to work with, widen things out, open things up for this quarterback to use the whole field.
2 wideouts on the far side.
Indeed.
You got it, Steve. You made the call once again. Probably another delay of game.
I think I should be down there on that couch, little armchair.
Yeah, right.
Quarterback.
It is indeed delay a game against the Royals. Second time in a row. So they'll
well,
push.
I think they've got their play selection down. They know what play they're going to run this time. I think they'll get this one on.
Well, Shaver looking to the far side for Pooh in the corner.
Oh my.
Did he bring it in? No. Incomplete. The coverage there, Dietrich Williams. So the score remains 32-14 in favor of Larkin with 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in this first half. We'll take a timeout and come back here to Neuqua Valley right after this.
SpongeBob SquarePants, he's unique, he's a...
Dennis Tovar ready to kick off for the Larkin Royals here. Back deep is Haran. Instead, it goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line, so Neuqua Valley will take over from their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10. There's a good look at the referee, Tom Fryer. Steve mentioned just a beautiful night for football here at Neuqua Valley. And Steve, I know you want to say hello to someone back home watching the ball game. She's probably cuddled up under a couple of Afghans right about now.
Well, like Lisa Prati, my wife Pam, gets cold when there's any kind of a breeze. She elected not to come out here this evening, but Lisa's probably going to get me for that one. You could not tell with her earlier sideline interview with Dakota Clark's father that she was cold, but she, although it's a beautiful night, not real comfortable down there on the field out when you're out in the wind.
Your lovely wife, Pam, of course, a North Central College graduate, just like myself. Got to get that in, Steve.
Oh, I knew you'd bring that up sooner or later.
Illich, pass is complete. Number 85, Tim Selduk. 5'10", senior, wide out for Neuqua Valley. 9-yard gain, Steve, so it'll be second down and about a yard here with 2:30 to go.
Actually, Mark, I've got a doctor's appointment day after tomorrow to figure out what's wrong with me for agreeing to go to the homecoming game with you, too.
Oh, the pass here to the near side, incomplete, intended for Philip McHale. Incomplete, it'll be third and about a yard. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun going back to North Central, seeing that football stadium, newly built stadium. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be real fun when I wear my Aurora University sweatshirt there to North Central College.
We will cover that up, trust me.
Fellow Aurora grad Bob Voza here in the press box as well, and tell you what, you give me a bad time, I got backup this time.
You brought the reserves with you.
I brought the reserves this time.
Right.
I've been outnumbered most of the other games. Lisa Prati and Bob Voza, the three of us will all gang up on
I'm
you.
in trouble. 3rd and a yard. This is Maracna. Maracna will have the first down for the Cats as he gets across midfield about the 49-yard line of Larkin. 1st and 10. Hurry up offense now here, Steve, for Coach Wells.
Indeed, the 2-minute offense here. 2:13 till halftime.
4 wideouts on the play. Maracna is your lone setback. Illich to the far side, and the pass, through the hands of Dakota Clark at the 40-yard line.
Early pass intended for Dakota Clark. Ball is incomplete.
Not much you can do about that. Started to run maybe just before he had a handle on it. Nope.
Yep.
Might have taken his eye off it, thinking about turning the corner, but it hit him right in the shoulder pad and bounced off.
Haran and McHale. 2 wideouts here. 2nd down and 10. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first half. Illich from the 49. Keep it on the ground this time to Maracna. Mike gets about to the 45-yard line.
Trying to keep Larkin honest that time. Spread him out through the air and tried to sneak something up the middle. Only got a couple yards.
Spotted at the 46, so 3rd down and 7. The slant pattern. Haran, did he bring it in? No. Incomplete. Coverage there by Turner Pooh. So 4th down, and the Cats are going to have to punt.
I was going to say, Mark, the only problem with this now is that you give the ball back to Larkin, and Matt Schabert was still probably a minute and a half to operate.
Trevon Hayes is back for Larkin at his own 15-yard line. Hayes will let it go, and it goes out of bounds. Where will they mark it? Official is coming up across the 22. Now he stops at the 25-yard line with 1:33 remaining in this first half. Get a good look at some of the crowd here at Neuqua Valley.
Well, maybe sweatshirt weather here tonight. Fall is in the air.
It absolutely is.
So slightly. I tell you what, Mark, I was just on a work trip a week or so ago coming back from Idaho, and there was a foot of snow in the mountains. Talk about kind of a strange feeling to be throwing snowballs in early September.
Schabert hands it off to Hayes, and Hayes will get about to the 29-yard line. And hey, we were talking about your trip to Idaho. It's interesting how they play high school football out there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Mark, it's kind of like this, except they only have 8 guys on a side. And some of the areas I was out in, very small little farming communities, very small, I should say.
Putting up some pretty big numbers, too. Just under a minute to go. Schabert to the far side. Pass to Yarbrough is complete across to the 37-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for the Royals.
Well, Mark, when you got small communities like that, you don't have big numbers and players and big size either. There were a lot of young men. I saw some of the local newspapers out there at 145, 155, and playing big parts on the football field.
Schabert, pass complete to Pooh here on the flat to the near side, and he dives to just a little bit shy of the 40-yard line, and Larkin takes a timeout here with 45 seconds to go in the half.
One of the small towns I was in, Mark, was the state champion for small schools out in Idaho last year, and they only had 2 returning starters from their championship team, and one of the young men was about 155 pounds, and I happened to be out there for a couple of weeks, so I read up on them a little bit, and before their first game and after their first game, after they put like 60 points on the board, he only accounted for 540 yards by himself. Rushing the ball, receiving, throwing, kicking, he did it all, and had a dozen tackles, a couple fumble recovery, and a couple interceptions.
Oh my!
Just one player. Of course, everybody plays both ways, and you only got 8 guys on a side, and it's kind of like Canadian football where you got a big field, everything spread out. Up there, the same way, all spread out. A lot of points scored. They won the championship game out there 44-42 last year in overtime.
So the Larkin Royals here after the timeout. 2nd down and 6 from their own 39-yard line. Schabert to the far side. Pass is complete to Yarbrough. Spins, gets brought down at the 42-yard line. Pretty good open field tackle that time, Steve. Dedrick Williams with the tackle, but a flag at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to come back, Mark. That's probably going to be a clip. Indeed it is. Right in the middle of the field there, it looked like Alton Erdmer trying to pursue. Yarbrough right about the middle of the field, and an offensive lineman from Larkin turned around and just give him a good shove from behind, and official right on top of that.
Well, you mentioned the championship game, and Idaho went into overtime. Speaking of overtime last week, what a ball game as Glenbard East, for the first time in the DuPage Valley Conference history, knocking off Naperville North in overtime. Quite a surprise in week 3. Coach McEwen and the Huskies trying to rebound. I believe they're at home against Wheaton North tonight, I believe. From the shotgun, Shabert across the middle, deep to Pooh. Oh, through the hands. A nice diving attempt by Turner.
Well,
put his hands up. I don't know if he was looking for the flag.
No, he was looking for a flag on the official for getting in his way. Maybe an interference call on him. We'll take another look at it. Some of the calls have gone against Neuqua tonight, and maybe they got a favor by the official. Right there, he gets in the way and slows him down, takes him out of his stride, and he was just like, hey, hold it. Where'd you come from?
Oh, boy. So it'll be 3rd down and 20 after the penalty. 23 seconds remaining in the half.
How about the arm that time by Shabert? Just aired it out.
A year ago, 2,147 yards, 22 touchdown passes for Shabert last year as a junior. This time he pitches to Trevon Hayes. Cut up across the 30, tackled at the 37-yard line. Clock continues to run here. That may be the final play of the half here. Well, he stopped the clock with 6 seconds to go here in this first half, and now it will dwindle down, and we are at halftime here at Neuqua Valley. It's been an exciting first half. We'll take a timeout here with Larkin on top 32-14. We'll come back with halftime festivities. Lisa Prati has Jim Martinson from Sports Med. We'll come back with that interview right after this timeout. Welcome back here to Neuqua Valley. We are at halftime. Mark Ritter, Steve Moga, there you see it. Larkin on top 32-14 on a cool, crisp evening here in Naperville. And Steve, why don't you go over the first half scoring for tonight's game?
All right, Mark. Well, the Larkin Royals got on the board early. It was 65 yards. Matt Shabert returned a view for the touchdown. Dennis Tovar had the extra point kick. It was 7-0 Larkin, only 48 seconds into our football game. And then after a onside kick totally caught Neuqua Valley off guard, the Royals again marched right down the field, and it was again Matt Shabert, this time 5-yard touchdown pass to Stan Yarbrough, and a great catch by number 4. Make it 13-0 Larkin. The extra point kick was wide right, and that was at the 8:42 mark of our first quarter. The Wildcats finally got on the board. Eric Illich and his offense finally got an opportunity to take the field, and after throwing an interception on his first pass, they did get the ball back, and he eventually threw 25 yards to Ryan Horan for the touchdown. Bobby Nolan added the extra point kick, and it was 13-7. Larkin still in the lead. But the Royals added another score just before the end of that first quarter as Yarbrough scored from 7 yards out and a nifty little fake by the quarterback, Matt Shabert, with 53 seconds remaining in that first quarter. They tried for the 2-point conversion. The pass was batted away, and it was 19-7 Larkin. That's the way the first quarter ended, with the Royals in command. They added to that about midway, almost midway through our second quarter. Shabert went 34 yards to Yarbrough. He just ran in stride underneath a nice pass by Matt Shabert for the touchdown. Tovar added the extra point kick. It was 26-7 Larkin. Then the Wildcats got a bit of momentum back. At 5:01 mark of our second quarter, Illich threw a 37-yard bomb to Philip McHale for the touchdown. Nolan added his second extra point kick to make it 26-14. But then Neuqua Valley, with just 5 minutes before the half, tried an onside kick of their own. It did not work out. In addition to a fair catch being called by the Larkin man who took the football, he got plowed into. They added on the personal foul. and they had great field position. They went right down. Shabert on the quarterback sneak from 1 yard out with just 2:47 before the halftime. Again, they tried for the 2-point conversion. Did not make it after a couple delay of game penalties. Moved them from the 3 all the way back to the 13. And that made it 32-14, and that's the way we start our second half.
Low line drive kick taken by one of the up men. That is number 87. As he takes it across midfield all the way to the 45-yard line. Steve, there is no 87 on the varsity roster. He's looking to the sophomore roster. Lee Reich is number 87.
Well, that's a pretty big body, whoever that is, for Neuqua Valley. You know, many times that it happens at halftime, you get a jersey that's ripped or something like that. Certainly we don't have a rainy, muddy evening where they would switch jerseys. Maybe something happened, and maybe that was Dakota Clark even switching jerseys, but we'll try and get that squared away for you.
Illich will hand to the fullback, Maracna. Maracna to the 45-yard line, where he is met by a host of tacklers, including Sean Wilson, number 69, the defensive end for the Royals defense. Steve, just looking over the area leaders is unbelievable. The one stat that comes to mind, Ryan Clifford, through 3 games for Naperville Central, has 13 touchdowns. Now, my math is correct. He's played 12 quarters, so he's averaging more than a touchdown a quarter for Naperville Central through the first 3 games. Illich to the air. Of course, that big ball game pass is complete to Haran for a first down at the 25-yard line. Nice complete there pass from Illich to Haran.
A beautiful pass indeed. And you talk about those touchdown tosses. At Shabert, of course, Mark has 3 of them in this game. As you see another look at that, right on the money. Beautiful pass by Illich, but Shabert has 3 of his own this game. That gives him 13 for this season already.
Yes, it does.
You know, I was looking for that list earlier. Should have known you were hiding it on me.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. So the Wildcats coming out here in this second half, pretty good shape. Pitches to Johnson. Cut back, pretty nice gain inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Just shy of the first down.
You gotta imagine, I was gonna say, Mark, gotta imagine Brian Wells told his squad at halftime, hey, we're not necessarily out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Let's get some points on the board and gotta hold them defensively. But you know, a score here puts them right back in position. They're right back in this football game. And just essentially, if they get the extra point kick, they're down by 11 is all.
Johnson loses his shoe, comes out of the ball game after an 8-yard gain, Steve. So it'll be second down and a couple for Neuqua. Fullback back to the line of scrimmage. That'll be about it. It'll be third down and 2. The ball carrier was Mike Maracna, the fullback.
Well, that was good to see, Mark. The carry before that for Brian Johnson. He was somewhat a non-factor to that first half. We thought that might be the case. Slowed by the ankle injury. We weren't even sure he was going to play much tonight. He has been used sparingly, and certainly a good hard run that last time for the 8-yard pickup. So that maybe will bode well here in the second half.
Larkin with 14 returning starters coming back to this year's squad for Coach Dale Shabert. One of them, of course, is fine son, the quarterback for the Royals. Rolling out here to the near side is Illich. Third down and 2. Yeah. Pass is all picked off by number 32, Richardson, in the end zone. Oh, brother. That is not what Neuqua Valley wanted to do here to come out in the second half.
And you can see it, Mark. You can see the demoralized, almost stunned.
Take another look at it here, Steve. I think he was intended for Dakota Clark.
Yeah, Trevon Hayes looked like he got a hand on this pass. Right there, he bats it away. Indeed, picked off. And I thought he was going to go to the corner. He had a receiver open deep to the corner near that couch, if you see right there. He tried to squeeze it in between. And a lot of dejected Wildcats as they walked off the field just now. A lot of heads hanging as they come back to the bench. That offense thought for sure they were going to get some points and be right back in this thing.
Well, they spotted at the 2-yard line. So Shabert from his own 2 to the far side. Pass is complete to Yarbrough. Oh my, unreal. Stan Yarbrough with the reception. 6 foot, 180-pound wide out. What a catch.
Tell you what, Mark, you step back in your own end zone and just unleash that football 45, 50 yards all the way out to midfield. Just let your man run under it. And again, he gets one-on-one coverage to the outside. Hey, throw it out to me. And he just caught the tail end of it there as the free safety came over to make the tackle.
Wow,
Doug James
spotted Steve right at midfield. A 48-yard reception for Stan Yarbrough. Schabert steps up. Good move. Off-balance throw is complete once again to Yarbrough. Again shoved out of bounds by Doug Elliott. Again, another first down. But coming into this ball game, Steve, Yarbrough, 14 catches, 247 yards, averaging 18 yards per carry. Comes up big here again.
Well, he saw his quarterback in trouble. He comes back to the football on this play. He was going deeper initially. He came back to the football, just found an open seam. And again, Schabert with just a great presence of mind and composure to step up in the pocket and know where his receiver's at.
1st and 10 from the 28 of Neuqua. They'll keep it on the ground. This is Hayes, and he'll get to the 25-yard line.
You know, mention that number on Yarbrough. Mark, he had 3 touchdown receptions coming into the night. He's already got 2 here. He's got a couple other long pass receptions, averaging 17.5 yards per catch. Those 247 yards coming into the night put him in top 10 in the area. I'd say he's done a lot to keep himself in that category here tonight. He's got a 5-yard touchdown run, reception, a 34-yard touchdown reception.
Now they'll keep it on the ground to Hayes. He'll get the pitch. He'll have the first down as he brings down a couple of defenders inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Royals inside the 10 to about the 9.
20-yard reception for Yarbrough just a moment ago. A 48-yard reception. They take another look, the quick pitch. A couple lead blockers. He just cuts the corner, makes a couple people miss, and then drags a defender. The Wisconsin-bound running back, receiver, you name it. He does a little bit of everything.
So 1st and goal from the 9 with 7:55 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Schabert, fumble, and Hayes comes up with it. Schabert kind of tripped himself a little bit coming out of that, Steve.
He slipped and then tripped, Mark, coming away from the snap, and was able to barely hand that off. Didn't quite get a clean handoff, and therefore his running back had a little trouble, bobbled it. Wisely just fell out instead of trying to pick it up.
Lose a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 10. Royals trying to capitalize on the Wildcat turnover. Ron Richardson picking off an Illich pass in the end zone. Now we've got a flag in the backfield of secondary of Neuqua Valley. Procedure against the Royals. Push them back 5. Well, Steve, we were talking a little bit at halftime here about this Larkin ball club offensively. I think they rank right out there. Not as quite as talented, I don't believe, as last year's Wheaton-Warrenville South team. But I'll tell you what, they may stack up this year with Wheaton-Warrenville South and Naperville Central, even though I haven't seen either team play this year. But this offense is potent.
Certainly hard to compare. You, John Buscher and Swigert last year, what a tandem they were.
Schabert to the end zone, and it is overthrown, intended for Turner Pooh, number 8. One flaw, Steve, excuse me, is the defense. I think we were talking a little bit about this Royals squad.
Defensively, maybe not as strong, and sure they are the cream of the crop right now in the Upstate 8 Conference, 3-0, looking to be 4-0 after tonight's action. But yeah, ranked 5 in the area. I'd put them right up there. I don't know though. Boy, it's hard when you talk about Naperville Central and Wheaton-Warrenville South. They're just in another dimension, another level indeed. And this Larkin team could probably give them all they could handle, but I'm not sure they'd hang with them. Probably be a high-scoring game, that's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Schabert, and the pass is incomplete, intended for the end zone, and Trevon Hayes. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down now from the 15. See what Coach Schabert decides to do here.
Well, Mark, with this offense, with this team, you go for this, obviously. We haven't seen much of a kicking game. Nothing against Dennis Tovar. He's certainly an adequate kicker, but it hasn't put much foot to the ball here tonight. He certainly hasn't kicked with any distance. His extra points have just barely cleared, and his kickoffs have not been very deep. So definitely not a long field goal threat. And with a quarterback like this, an offense like this, you may as well just go for it.
Spreading the offense out here. 4 wideouts, shotgun, 4th and goal from the 15. Shaber to the end zone.
My.
Did he get it? No, incomplete, intended for Turner Pooh. It looked like he had it, Steve, but in and out of his hands in the end zone, and he's still down in the end zone.
Boy, he knocked more than just the ball away. Doug James just laid him out, and again, the ball up in the air. You'll see it again here, ball up in the air. Athleticism going up to try and get it. He gets popped and knocks the ball free.
Big hit. Doug James, 6'1", 190 senior, a strong safety for this Wildcat defense. The huge hit.
Well, you never want to see anyone get injured, Mark. It's the same time as you like to see some good hard hits by your defense to break up a play. And Doug James, you see him right there, pretty fired up. And maybe that will ignite this team a little bit. They were a little demoralized after the interception, knocking at the door to try and score, to be right back in the game. And Larkin took over from there too and marched all the way down for that last play.
Illich, the pitch to Johnson. Johnson will get across to the 17-yard line, a 2-yard gain. And just a reminder that tonight's game between Neuqua Valley and Larkin, Upstate 8 Conference matchup, being brought to you by Giordano's. There you see it, 796 Royal St. George Drive, 717-6446. That's 717-6446.
Well, even that's a number that you can get, 6446, pretty easy. Of course, I'm partially dyslexic, so that works perfect for me.
Second down and 8, and again, it's Johnson, the ball carrier. The linebacker, Dennis Tovar, was there on the tackle. Minimal gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Also, Sports Med, a sponsor of tonight's game. You saw that interview at halftime with Jim Martinson. And tell you what, we got a guy upstairs here who knows a little bit about acceleration on the football field, at least. Don Beebe, the former Buffalo Bill and Green Bay Packer, is helping out as a volunteer assistant here at Neuqua Valley. Friends of sophomore coach Jim Still, and he's come out here and worked with the receivers and with Illich and Haran and some of the other receivers.
Talk about a guy with speed, huh? Mr. Beebe, the Buffalo Bills. Pass is incomplete, intended for Ryan Haran. We'll bring up 4th down and 6 now for Neuqua. And with 5:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter, trailing 32-14, Wildcats will punt it away here.
If that name Don Beebe is familiar, or maybe not quite totally familiar to you, you may recall that Super Bowl just a couple, 3 years ago. The Dallas Cowboys, a big lead over the Buffalo Bills, and Leon Lett picking up a fumble. And started showboating a little too soon. All of a sudden, out of nowhere came a guy and knocked the ball out of his hands and just before the goal line. That was Don Beebe, still not giving up, down 40 points.
Hayes lets that punt go out of bounds. Blair's punt to the 48-yard line, and that's where the Royals will take over 1st and 10 with 5:26 remaining here in this 3rd quarter.
And it tells you a lot, though, about Don Beebe, Mark, and the character, and he's tried to instill some of that in some of these young players. And tell you what, Mark, got a quick one for you. What college did Don Beebe go to?
Oh my! I know this is I believe it was a CCIW team. Am I right or wrong? Is it Milliken?
No.
Not Milliken. Who am I thinking of? Wait a minute, I'll get it. Oh, the reverse. Yarbrough will turn it up, gets across midfield to the 48-yard line.
A little double reverse that time.
Yeah, gain of about 5 yards in the play. Give me a clue here.
Well, it's an NAIA school, Mark. Small little bit of trivia, and I say NAIA school. It's not in the article. Quit looking for it there. It's not going to be there. The Kalen High School grad.
Yeah, Kalen, I give up.
He eventually graduated from Chadron State in northeast Nebraska, NAIA school. And before that, believe it or not, he played at Aurora University
Okay.
for just a season and played basketball.
And of course, you had to get that in.
Oh.
And here's the reverse. Oh, back
Oh,
to
here we go.
Shabert.
He's got him.
Shabert airing it out. Incomplete. Boy, Coach Dale Shabert really going into his offensive playbook here. A couple of fakes, reverses.
I'll tell you what, Mark, that makes it a lot of fun, not only for the fans, but for the players themselves sometimes, at least if you're not on the defensive side or your Coach Wells there, you see him pacing a little bit going, well, now what are they going to show us? But it makes it kind of like sandlot football a little bit, a little fun like you used to have out in the backyard. Show them a few different things.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4 here. 4.5 left to go in the third. See what happens here now. Shotgun formation, 3 wideouts here on the near side. Shabert rolling this way. And pass is nearly picked off. Is it picked off? Yes. It's like number 33, Michael Carley, with the interception for Neuqua Valley.
Well, they picked on the junior, 5'6", 148. Thought, hey, we'll get the bigger man. And Turner Pugh at 6'3", 185. Throw it up to him and let him jump for it. It was just tipped and right there to pick it off.
Doug James was also there on the coverage for Neuqua, but it was Michael Carley coming down with it. Carley, one of the leading tacklers on that Neuqua Valley defense, comes up with the pick. So now Eric Illich, the Wildcats from their own 31. Quick hit to Jake Blair. It's complete and across the 40.
Great read that time by Eric Illich, realizing that nobody was on this side of the football field up tight on his receiver. He may have audibled at the line, just a quick out to him, and had plenty of cushion before any defenders were there.
At the 45, it'll be 1st and 10 here for Neuqua Valley. Coming up on the 4-minute mark of this third quarter. This is Johnson.
Uh-oh.
Johnson tackled by Yarbrough at the 45-yard line. So a 10-yard gain for Johnson. Another Neuqua 1st down.
Boy, there's where speed comes into play, Mark. I tell you what, if it's anyone but Yarbrough, Johnson is still running. There you see it, gets through that line right to the middle of the field, and he tried to make the cut there. Nice move, got another 4 or 5 yards and the 1st down. But if Yarbrough wasn't there, there aren't many other people on the field that can catch Brian Johnson, even with a bum ankle.
So the Wildcats moving the ball effectively here, coming up on the 4-minute mark.
Boy, after all the action we had in the first 2 quarters, it looks strange to look down at my paper and see nothing in the scoring column for the third quarter here.
Not yet, at least. Illich airing it out to Haran, and it is incomplete. Hayes on the coverage. The crowd looking for the flag. Not going to get it. I thought there was a little bit of contact there between Trevon Hayes and Ryan Haran, but no call.
Well,
single coverage on the near side here, Steve, between Haran and Hayes.
Indeed, it did indeed appear that Trevon Hayes was reaching out to grab him a little bit and slowed him down. But many times the official, if that's not a catchable football, they're not going to throw a flag if it's way away from the receiver, and that may have what the judgment might have been.
3 wideouts again for the Wildcats. Illich across the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for number 85. That's Tim Saldick, 5'10", 150-pound senior wideout. Bring up 3rd down and 10.
You know, going back to that Don Beebe thing, Mark, I got one Don Beebe story of my own, and you'll appreciate this being a basketball man yourself. I was at a area gymnasium. This is many years ago, back in college. A little pickup basketball game. I'll get to that story right after this play.
3rd and 10. High formation for the Cats. The pitch is to the tailback Johnson. Breaks a couple of tackles. Keeps going inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. It's going to be shy of the 1st down marker, however.
Good spin move that time by Brian Johnson. But a little pickup basketball game, and I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. Actually, we started out playing Make It, Take It, as you well know that rule.
Oh, no.
And I just was unconscious the first 5 minutes, or at least the first 3 or 4 times we had the ball. And he turned and looked and said, who is this guy? And from that point on, all I saw was the bottom of his shoes. He finally started to assert himself a little bit. And it was pretty much over from that point on.
Flag on the play. Could have been offsides. Against Neuqua Valley, so critical penalty on 4th and 2. Push them back 5. It'll be 4th down and 7 now.
Illegal procedure call against Neuqua Valley. 5-yard mark-off makes it 4th down and 7
On the defensive end, did you have to guard Mr. Beebe, or you let
that's
someone
what
else?
I mean.
Oh, okay, all right.
He finally decided to play after
Yeah.
a couple minutes.
Now after the penalty, Steve, 4th down and 7 now. Illich play action from his own 48, airs it out. Pass is complete to Clark. Was he out of bounds? Yeah, they're going to say he was out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down.
Well, you need a big play. You go to your big man out there, Dakota Clark. Nice grab. See it again. Fake the handoff in the middle, rolling left or right, and then throwing back across the grain. Gets his tight end coming across.
Big possession here for Neuqua Valley. They would certainly like to punch it in here to close this gap coming up on the 2:45 mark of this 3rd quarter. Trailing 32-14.
You got to get within striking distance going into that 4th quarter.
1st and 10 from the 30. It's Johnson shaking a couple of tackles. Finally brought down by number 99, DJ Quinton, the linebacker. Maybe a yard on the play.
2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Well, Mark, I should have known you'd have a hard time with that story, not knowing anything about defense yourself.
I knew that was coming. 2nd down and 9 from the 29-yard line. Illich straight back, airs it out, pass to Clark. Did he catch it? No. Through his hands at the 10-yard line, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Well, fortunately, that did fall incomplete because I tell you what, Stan Yarbrough had a good angle on that. You see him hobbling a little bit. He slipped as he tried to stop, and if he'd have maybe led Dakota Clark a little farther, he would have had 6 points. But fortunately, that ball just knocked down and not intercepted.
Larkin coming off of a 54-15 victory over DeKalb last week. Play action. Illich in the open field. The pass is, oh, did he drop it? Can't tell. Officials saying that he did catch it. Maracna, the fullback, number 3, will take another look. There he is out in the flat, Steve.
Coming right to you.
Yep, pulling it in. But it'll be 4th down and about 3 to go from the 23.
Well, that's unfortunate. He could not keep his feet on that, as he was close enough to turn the corner, get 1st down yardage.
Neuqua Valley coming off of its 1st conference victory last week against Bartlett, 35-22. Oh, fumble. Illich trying to come up with it. And he does, and he's going to get wrapped up. Nowhere to go. Eric Illich. And on downs, it will go back over to the Larkin Royals. And now, extracurricular activities going on here. Oh, you don't like to see this. Coaches getting everybody back to their respective sidelines here.
A little bit of frustration, a little bit of tempers, a little bit of everything there, Mark. Somewhat a broken play. Not going anywhere, not going to get the 1st down. Brian Johnson, I think, tried to lateral it back to Illich. Finally, once he got the handle on it there, they just kind of dogpiled on him, and that's what happens when it's a broken play, someone like that. It's kind of a scramble in all areas.
Try to take another look at it, Steve, as the officials congregate about the 43-yard line.
I'll try and figure out exactly what the situation is, where the ball's at, whether or not. I did not see a flag thrown at the end of that, but.
Well, I thought Illich should have just fell on it. Instead, he tried to pick it up, Steve. We'll take another look at it.
There he's stacked up, and next thing you know, the ball is loose. And right there, they just kind of dogpiled.
Yeah.
Try and protect your quarterback. Ryan Moynihan right in the middle of things there. Anytime you get players from the bench starting to go out in the field, it's not good. You get all kinds of bodies coming in there. Not everybody knows exactly what's going on and can flare up quickly.
Shaver, the pitch is to Hayes, and a nice open field tackle. Alton Erdemir, the defensive end, 5'11", 205-pound junior with a nice tackle.
Well, that's one of the things you got to do with a guy like Hayes who has such good foot speed, Mark. Just go right after him. Don't allow him to make that cut, make that corner, because you're in trouble then.
5-yard loss on the play. Second down and 15 from the 30-yard line. Half a minute remaining in this third quarter. Larkin leading it 32-14 from the shotgun. Shabert to the near side here. Pass is complete to Hayes. A nice catch across the 50-40. Look at the speed by Hayes, and finally brought down at the 25-yard line. The tackle by Michael Carley. A touchdown saving tackle by Carley.
Well, Mark, I was just going to say, you said 32-14, and I was going to say a scoreless third quarter, but I should have known better than to think that, because anything can happen. And there's that speed that we were talking about, Hayes. See it again, a lot of room rolling out there, brings his running back out of the backfield. He said multi-dimensional Wisconsin bound. And he'd start to run away from people there.
And so that's the end of the third quarter here at Neuqua Valley. The visiting Royals of Larkin with the lead 32-14 over the Neuqua Valley Wildcats. We'll take this timeout and come back to Neuqua Valley for the fourth quarter right after this.
The gentleman standing right next to me is Bill Walsh. He is the president here for the Neuqua Valley Booster Club. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, I know that you do a lot for school spirit, team spirit here, but tell me a little bit about some of the fundraising that you do.
Well, we have a number of different fundraisers we do. Our budget is about $80,000 a year, and that's profit. That's what we try to raise for the school and for the kids. We do a carnival at the end of school, which hopefully will be a big fundraiser for us. That'll be a 4-day carnival at the end of school in June. We do a golf outing. We do the concession stands here. We do the Wildcat Wear. The kids at each season, we ask them to sell candy, and half the proceeds go to their teams and the other half go to the Booster Club. Okay. We do Pride Nights. We try to do a little bit of everything.
How many members do you have altogether?
We have 414 members now. Our goal this year is to get to 500, so we got a little ways to go. Last year we had 392, so we beat last year, but a little bit to go for our goal.
Well, all I kept hearing tonight was the 50-50 raffle and the announcements over and over for it. That has to be very popular here for the football games.
Absolutely, and we try. We got to give the money away, so we keep calling the tickets until we do. Tonight we gave away $200. Last week we gave away $326. So yes, it is. It's a lot of fun.
Great. Well, thanks, Bill, very much. I will send it back upstairs to the guys.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Second down and 10. Hayes all the way in for the touchdown, 13 yards out. Trevon Hayes, touchdown for Larkin.
Well, he showed some of that elusiveness there in that play. Take another look at it. Outside, eludes one tackler, eludes another one, cuts the outside, and forget about it. Yarbrough with a block, and there was no way.
So Larkin on top now, 38-14. Shabert and the Royals looking for the two-point conversion here. 3 wideouts were on the far side, but the Larkin Royals will take a timeout here. 11 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in this ball game. We'll keep it here. And Steve, the stars for the Larkin Royals really came out here tonight. Talking about Matt Shabert, Stan Yarbrough, and Trevon Hayes.
And don't forget Mr. Pooh as well. Turner Pooh had a couple great plays as well. And yeah, the big guns have certainly shown tonight for Larkin. they've lived up to that billing, and you know, they look at this situation now, the 24-point lead. They need to get something here, looking to put it more than just a 3-touchdown spread, and then some. That's why they're going to go for 2 and talk it over here in the timeout. Because again, of course, Neuqua could score and go for 2 each time. And, you know, just in case that happens, they want to make sure they've got enough points. Or they've missed a couple extra points here earlier tonight, and they don't want that to come back to haunt them.
Well, the Royals looking 4-2 here now. Hayes comes split wide here to the near side. 3 wide outs. Low snap. Shaver looking for Herman, I should say, Kyle Herman, number 12, in the end zone, incomplete. So the 2-point conversion fails, and the score remains 38-14.
Well, just like Coach Wells did last time when they tried the 2-point conversion, they brought the Red Dog a little blitz action there and forced Shabert out of the pocket in a rush his throw, and that's what he did there, underthrowing his receiver again, as he did earlier on the 2-point conversion when it was batted down.
Well, as you look back over this ball game, Steve, right from the beginning, so take a look at our fine camera operators here tonight. Cool, crisp evening here in Naperville. Just like that, Steve, Larkin with a quick hit. Just before you knew it, they were up 13-0. There's Trent Ward down on the field. That first quarter, Steve, hurting Neuqua Valley. I mean, thus far through the first 4 games now, being outscored in that first quarter, 42-7. So that's tough to win ball games coming from behind.
Well, again, Mark, that comes with some experience and learning how to prepare, maybe. A lot of different things come into play there, and you're talking about maybe you can't say young team, but I still feel like a young team, this first group of seniors here.
Tovar's kick, squibbed. Haran taking it at the 15-yard line. Nice tackle that time by number 17 for Larkin, Brian Skeet.
You know, maybe a little inexperienced as a group anyway.
11 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. She's Lisa Prati. He's Steve Moga.
I'm just going to hide right here behind the pole, Mark.
Warming up a little bit up here, huh, Lee?
A little cold.
38-14 in favor of Larkin. Eric Illich, and the pitch to Jonathan Isaacson.
Isaacson on the carry.
Gain of a couple on the play. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just hiding behind the pole.
Gain of 2, 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
2-yard gain by Isaacson. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 22-yard line.
Well, some of the fans starting to leave here. See some cars leaving the parking lot now. And Lisa said it gets a little chilly when you've been out there for a couple hours and your team is down by 24. It gets a little colder as well.
Yeah, but you AU graduates, you guys can handle that. You know, the slant pattern to Harad, and Harad gets tackled at the 26-yard line. You know, it's those North Central College grads that can't take the cold.
Actually, Robin Renner in here as well, Mark, another Aurora grad, an Aurora College grad before it became Aurora University officially. So you really are outnumbered here tonight.
Oh, boy.
By the time this game here airs, the Spartans will have played Milliken Big Blue down in Decatur. Nationally ranked this year, Milliken is.
3rd down and 1 now for Neuqua Valley. Illich may have gotten it. That's Mike Marachna, the fullback. Should have the 1st down for Neuqua Valley.
1st down, Neuqua Valley.
And I will make a prediction that Sammy Sosa will hit his 60th homer by the time this game airs.
Well, I tell you what, I get the good fortune to be down at Wrigley about a week ago for work and around the batting cage. And I tell you what, he's living it up, Mark. He just he loves being in the spotlight, and he's having a good time. That's when the Reds were in town.
Illich under some pressure now will move up and run it, keep it himself, and get brought down at about the 38-yard line. Nice 7-yard run that time by Illich. He'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
standing there. Sammy was conversing with a lot of the Reds and some of their other Latin players as well and joking around with them. He'd jump in the batting cage in his turn in the rotation, hit about 3 or 4 out in the bleachers, jump back out, keep kidding around with everybody. He's just loving it, living it up, living large, as they say.
Illich handing it off to Maracna, and he should have another Neuqua first down here.
Stop made by Tovar.
Clock continues to run, though. 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this ball game. Neuqua trailing 38-14.
Neuqua Valley.
Well, a lot of coaches here in the press box, Mark. Spike Grocius is our PA announcer here as well tonight. You know, they put all the coaches from the other sports, they put them all to work here for football. I'm sure the football coaches return the favor during basketball and baseball season and the like.
1st and 10 from their own 43. Play action. Illich. Pocket collapses and just gets nailed back at the 29-yard line. A host of Royal defenders there for the sack.
Oh, that's what happens when you've got everybody going long.
Dennis Tovar, the linebacker, came up on the blitz to bring him down, along with Sean Wilson, number 69. 15-yard loss on the play.
There's just nobody left to dump that ball off to.
Bring up a 2nd and 25 situation here now for Neuqua Valley from their own 30. Lone setback is Maracna, I should say. Illich stepping up. Wilson almost had him. Keeping himself across the 30, shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Boy, where's the flag? You got to throw that. This big number 99, DJ Quinton, who threw down Illich after he was out of bounds. I thought, Steve, we'll take another look at it here.
Well, again, the Wildcats taking umbrage with that little extra push, I think, that Illich got at the end of that. Coach Wells just now trying to settle him down a little bit, make sure he's okay. Give him the play as well. Are you looking up that word, umbrage?
That'll be
at Aurora, we use those kind of words.
Yeah.
All right, enough of that.
3rd down and a long ways to go here for Neuqua Valley. 3rd and 21. Illich looking to the far side. Pass is complete to Haran. Breaks one tackle, spins on Yarbrough, and gets brought down at the 48-yard line. Shy of the first down marker. Under 7 minutes to go.
Well, that was a double spin that time. Pretty nifty play, but it's still going to bring up 4th and long.
Take another look at it here.
There's spin 1. There's spin 2. You and I would be dizzy by that point.
Yeah. 4th down and 7 now.
I'd probably be running the wrong way after the 2nd spin.
From their own 48-yard line, 4th and 7, Neuqua. Illich, pretty good time. A lot of room in front. Now he'll take it himself.
There you
across
go.
midfield. He'll have the first down and more inside the 40. Yarbrough tackles him at the 32-yard line. A fine run by the quarterback, Eric Illich, to give the Wildcats a first down.
Just got things spread out enough, and quarterback with good wheels wisely decided to take that himself eventually, cutting across the field. That was much needed to keep things alive here for the Wildcats, nearing halfway through this 4th quarter.
Under 6 minutes to go here in this Upstate 8 Conference matchup. Pretty good crowd on hand here in Naperville. Neuqua Valley playing host to the Larkin Royals. Illich to the air. Johnson coming out in the flat here. He does not see him, and the sack brought down by number 55 for Larkin, Jarvis Bottle.
I think that's Bodie, actually,
Bodie,
Mark.
5'10", 250-pound senior. Take another look at it, Steve.
Loss of 10 to play. 2nd down, 20 yards to go.
Well, Okay. There it is now, Mark. Just fighting off 2 blocks, and I tell you what, that was made possible. Michael Thuin turned back. He glanced back to see where his quarterback was. He thought maybe he was going to scramble. And Bodie, I'm sorry, took advantage of that and went around him.
Illich having a few words with the referee, Tom Fryer, after that play. Illich again under heavy pressure, airing it out, intended for Dakota Clark, picked off by DJ Quinton at the 34-yard line. It'll be Larkin ball.
And you can do that when you're up by 24 points. You bring people to attack the quarterback, make him rush his pass. Here, we'll see it again. That's just a blitz from the outside, and Jason Davis putting all the pressure on Illich's slow walk off the field for Eric, and very disappointing evening for him.
Yeah, give some credit, Jason Davis, with the heavy pressure on Illich. The pick by DJ Quinton. 4:43 remaining in the ball game. And now the Royals, with the wind to their back, we'll see if Schabert pitches it to Hayes on the far side. Hayes will cut it up, cross midfield. He'll have the first down, stay inbounds at the 48-yard line of Neuqua Valley. Another fine run there by the senior running back.
Stop made by Derek Williams. First and 10 for Larkin. On the Neuqua Valley 48-yard line.
See if Coach Schabert wants to keep the ball on the ground here. Just run that clock.
I was going to say, with 4.5 minutes to go, they probably could most likely finish things off here. Still a lot of regulars out there, though, for Larkin.
Absolutely. From the I formation, again, it's Hayes. They'll keep it on the ground. They'll get across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Courtney Benis there on the tackle. Benis, a 6', 200-pound senior linebacker. 4-yard gain by Hayes, so it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Well, Mark, I got a small world story for you. Just what you wanted, right?
Throw it at me, my friend.
I will, right after this play.
From the 44, 2nd and 6. Give is to Richardson, the fullback, and he'll get close to the 40-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down and a couple.
Went to a Chicago Bears game. Again, this is partially pertinent to this evening anyway, in some respect. Went to Chicago Bears game, though, about 3 years ago. Sat down before the game. Somebody sat down behind me, started talking about Fabian Bones, Wabansie Valley graduate on the Chicago Bears. I turned around, it was none other than our timer this evening, Bob Boza, sitting right behind me.
Oh, boy.
60,000 people, and he has to sit behind me.
Schabert, the pitch to Ron Richardson. Richardson inside the 20. He could go all the way. Gets tripped up at the 10-yard line. Richardson pounding the turf. Oh, boy, it'll be 1st and goal for the Royals. What a run there by the junior fullback, Ron Richardson.
Dedrick Williams tripped him up, and see another look at it here. I thought he was going to go all the way once he got to a certain point. He turns the corner, makes one defender miss, gets a good block, and right there I thought he's going to get it. It's one of those, he pounds, like you say, pounds of turf. He probably, in hindsight, would have put his arm out to try and keep his balance.
Well, he spotted at the 11, Steve, so it'll be 1st and 10. They can still get a 1st down inside the 1. Schabert to the far corner. Yarbrough. Incomplete. Good defense that time. Knocking it away, Dedrick Williams. So Schabert looking for more. Bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 11 with 2:34 remaining.
Well, Mark is going to ask you what's up next as we see this replay.
Well, next week, we should be at Naperville Central. Our first look at the Redhawks, Ryan Clifford and company, as they entertain West Aurora. We may be at that ball game. Well, close to the goal line, yes. Hayes is in from 11 yards out.
Good for the touchdown.
So Trevon Hayes, a running back, 5'11", senior running back.
Oh, Mark, that is, what is that? That's touchdown number 6 for him receiving. You can say he does a little bit of everything, multi-dimensional, and Shabert adds to his totals with touchdown toss number 14 on the season.
The extra point attempt by Dennis Tavar. Right through the middle, and it is good. So with 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining, the Larkin Royals 45 and the Neuqua Valley Wildcats 14. We'll keep it here. Mentioned next week, barring the field. Apparently Naperville Central not sure about the field conditions there, so it's kind of up in the air as to where we will be next week in our game of the week. Hopefully Central can get that field ready to go soon. We'll step aside here, Steve, real quick and have a word from our sponsors for tonight's game of the week.
The game of the week is brought to you in part by SportsMed for Peer Acceleration Sports Training Centers in Darien and Carroll Stream. Take yourself to the next level with acceleration. And by Giordano's Restaurant and Pizzeria, located in Glen Ellen and Naperville. Enjoy their world-famous stuffed pizza, pickup, or delivery.
Back here at Neuqua Valley. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. A game that, well, Steve, right from the get-go, was all Larkin Royals, proving why they are one of the top-ranked teams in Class 6A.
They certainly have taken it to Neuqua Valley tonight, and you know, that is another mark or another sign of a good team. Their MC is that they don't let a team get into the game. They just took it away from them early on and have been in control of this thing, and really have not let the Wildcats get very close throughout the evening.
This is Jonathan Isaacson, and Isaacson will get right to midfield for a Neuqua Valley first down. Michael Askren, number 11, is the new quarterback for Neuqua Valley. Michael, a 6', 165-pound junior. Into the ball game here now for Coach Wells.
Saw the lefty warming up there during that last drive by Larkin.
On the 49-yard line, again, it's Isaacson cutting back, but nothing doing. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. The linebacker, Dennis Tovar, was there to make sure Jonathan doesn't go anywhere.
Nearing a minute and a half to go.
Well, the apparent victory, the Royals remain unbeaten, 4-0 on the year, 2-0 in conference play. Neuqua Valley will drop to 1-3 overall and 1-1 in the Upstate 8 Conference. Second down and 9. Again, it's Isaacson. Nice run inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. The tackle by Mike Johnson, number 7 of Larkin. But a nice run that time. Another nice run by Isaacson.
First and 10 for Neuqua Valley.
Coming up on the 1-minute mark. I formation for Neuqua Valley. Michael Askren, the backup quarterback. Isaacson, one more time. Again, up the middle running inside the 30. About a 5-yard gain that time. Second and 5.
Well, finally, Larkin takes some of their starters off the field. Neuqua Valley getting some valuable playing time here for some of these backups. You never know when something's going to happen in a game of football. You get a lot of injuries, you're going to need some depth.
Well, again, it's Isaacson up the middle. About a 3-yard gain that time. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 yards on the play. And Neuqua Valley calling a timeout here with 15 seconds remaining. Coach Wells coming out to have a few words with his quarterback.
Well, that's the never give up mentality right there. Michael Askren right away, signaling for the timeout. At least try and get a shot here at the end zone, perhaps.
A reminder that we will replay tonight's ball game Monday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Tuesday, September 21st at 11 a.m. Friday, September 24th at 7 p.m. And Saturday, September 25th and Sunday, September 26th at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. So tune in to Channel 4 for tonight's game of the week between Larkin and Neuqua Valley.
I'll set the old VCR up, Mark. Got a few choices there.
So Coach Wells with some instructions to his quarterback.
You do know how to set the VCR.
Yeah, those blinkings, you know, the blinking 12 o'clock, man. I got to do some work in there.
Okay, so you don't know how to set the time. That could make it a little difficult.
2nd down and 5. The lefty is going to go to the air into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Chris Cagle is at it, number 84 in the end zone.
Well, I thought maybe a Wildcat jumped early, broke early before a snap. The line judge right on top of that said no flag flew, but 8.9 seconds. They'll get one last shot at it, I suppose.
It was Chris Cagle, the intended receiver, 5'11", 165-pound junior. So just under 9 seconds to go in the ball game. 4th and 5. Askren to the air again. Looking for the end zone, and it's, was he out of bounds? Yes, Cagle almost had the touchdown and turned the ball over on downs with 1.6 seconds to go. I'm sure Larkin will just take a knee here.
Well, there's a shot of the scoreboard. There's a replay. He had him with the lefty. The ball just tailed a little bit at him and ended up out of bounds. Pretty nice throw, though, by the junior quarterback. Well, Mark, a disappointing evening in many respects for Neuqua Valley. Hopefully some things that they can make some adjustments on. Certainly some things they showed tonight that they can build upon. Playing one of the top-ranked teams in the state. They've played with them for quite a while. Had their opportunities, and that's what's going to make it frustrating.
Clint Schambach, the backup quarterback, in there for one play as he hands it off to number 11. I'll let you pronounce that last name there, Steve.
I'm just going to say Toma. Toma.
We could spell it at least.
Hold on a second. Pandayangi. How about Pandayangi?
It's spelled K-P-A-N-D-E-Y-E-N-G-E, but whatever.
Mark, I had a little practice with Swahili over the summer, so that one's not too tough.
Final score, the Larkin Royals 45, the Neuqua Valley Wildcats 14. And Steve, some final thoughts on tonight's Upstate 8 Conference matchup.
Well, just maybe a continuation of what I was just saying, Mark. A little frustration tonight for Neuqua Valley. Some breaks didn't go their way. A couple things that could have changed the momentum of this game. You certainly had a couple chances to score, came away empty-handed. The one big interception early in that third quarter that really, when Neuqua looked like they were going to get back in the football game, and again, mistakes kill you every time, and especially against a very good team like Elgin Larkin, they're going to capitalize on it. And even though they were all the way back in their own area at the 2-yard line, they marched right down the field and got within scoring position, and it just takes the momentum out of you, takes the air out of your sails, and tough uphill battle for the Wildcats from the get-go.
So that'll do it here from Neuqua Valley. The sophomore game won by the Wildcats 12-8, but on the varsity level, it was the Larkin Royals winning it by a score of 45 14. So for Chris Andres and Trent Ward, Tim Cahill, Ian Skolarski, Dale Van Duzer, Jill Robertson, a couple of AU graduates, Steve Mogan and Lisa Prady. I'm Mark Kruger. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game of the week. Once again, the Larkin Royals 45, the Neuqua Valley Wildcats 14. This has been an AT&T Cable Services sports presentation. So long, everybody.
Giordano's in Naperville has been